Kildare at that time was much smaller than it is now. Everyone knew really everyone else, even if it was only to see or say hello to. Everyone trusted each other because nothing had happened to stop that trust.
When Paddy left the army, he ended up doing security. Now, he was with all different army lads, and they would have known each other. Paddy would have worked with Johnny Greer in the army. But he wouldn't have been in his circle of friends as such. Johnny would have been a good dart thrower. If Johnny Greer said he'd win you a turkey, he'd win you a turkey. He was that good. Our Christmas party was on that night. Our normal routine was we'd go with Peg and Paddy and Phil. We'd go to Newbridge. That actual day, the weather was freezing, it was cold. I bought the women 2 brandies because it was that cold. And myself and Paddy had a couple of pints. Paddy, he was heading to work that night. I think it was the normal thing that he'd have a couple of pints and go in.
They used to go to the pub in Torrance, at the job there. Greer said, Paddy, I'm going down to the pub, play a game of darts. If I win a turkey, I'll give it to you. Came back then, after a couple of hours. And that was that then, the following morning. The guards came around asking Paddy, were they there all night? Paddy said they were.
It happened on the 22nd of December, 1979. She was on her way home with Christmas presents and going home to meet up with a friend to go to a dance. She was waiting at the bus stop and somebody just picked her up. We knew straight away there was something wrong when she didn't turn up for her friend for the dance. She was missing for almost a month.
The search was huge. A group of 40 young girls turned up one day. They used to work in the factory that Phyllis worked in. It was a very frosty morning, and all those girls arrived with jeans, and some of them had sandals on them. I took them out to a local wood here. I told them all to spread out along the wood in such a way that each one could see the person on their right or their left. And we walked the entire length of the wood.
got serious then when the found things belonged to her up around Wicklow and up at Colligan's Cut in Kildare. It was very frightening the day she was found. We weren't really prepared for what actually did happen to her.
The mood, like, in the town was, women were a bit upset, and you wouldn't be going out on your own, you know, if you were a young one. It wasn't solved for a long time. So it was always that they were still out there, you know, and that he could have been one of us, like, you know. I got a phone call. Phyllis said that Paddy was after being arrested. I said, oh, you know, that was terrible, so that couldn't be. At the same time, the radio came on to say that a man has been arrested for the murder of Phyllis. I told her, well, you know, not to worry her. I mean, he was with us at the time, so it had to be a mistake.
Paddy's arrested going to work. The guards pulled up, blocked him in cars, you know. So we went over then to the house. Detectives came and searched the house, opened the attic and everywhere. Found nothing. And he admitted then that the career wasn't there, you know, that time.
July the 13th, 1999, they had arrested somebody. The girls, they got very upset. It was such a big thing that we didn't think would ever happen. After that length of time, we thought it would never happen. John Creer was one of the first on their list as a suspect. But I was told at the time that he was cleared because he had an alibi.
Paddy made a mistake. One error of judgment. And I'm sure if he could have turned back the clock, he would have. He didn't intentionally cover for Johnny Creer. He worked with the man. covered him for a couple of hours. But at no time did he think that he was covering for a killer.
Affect him very bad now. He went very quiet after it. Just stayed in the house. Yeah, just sit there, look at television, smoking. Ruined his life, actually.
We believe whatever happens in life happens for a reason. I know people cover up for workmates, but when it was a murder inquiry, you'd imagine he would have thought afterwards, gosh, I gave the wrong, information. I'm nearly 100% sure that man didn't know what he was covering up for.